This
is
historically laughable. So, we're gonna start recording here pretty soon, and this is our recording space. You're gonna be seeing a lot of this room over the next, 20 minutes or so. So, just wanted to get that out there, show people what it's gonna be like, and yeah. Guys, we really need to be brainstorming.
Oh yeah, brainstorm about
you know what?
Aliens. Dude, I'm gonna make a head grill. I'm gonna put a grill guard.
I ate potatoes.
Hey!
You know what?
This is the talking tiki.
What's that?
I have the tiki, you don't talk. You have the tiki, I don't talk.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think we should include social reform and the arts and how they led to the growth of American society.
You see that? I think we should add manufacturing and industry, because that was a really big deal at that point in time.
No, you guys, come on. Communication and transportation is where it's at.
Well, religion and agriculture were really one of the most important things too, so they need to be
You're kidding me, right?
Let's do this! Sandwich town!
Hey guys, pause. I don't think my controller's plugged in.
Bro, your bro's crazy.
All seriousness aside, we really need to get down to business here. I am so excited.
What do I think about the video? I think we started a little bit too late, but if we get on top of things, everything should be pretty cool.
Well, obviously it's going to be amazing. My research will see to that.
Why are they getting so excited about this? There's no way we're gonna pull this together in time. It's not gonna happen.
So you guys, how do we want to do this?
Well, I feel like we should open up with a general overview of the growth of American society. Give the viewers an idea of what it actually was, and explain that the early 19th century was a time when America's society was changing rapidly, and that during
Yeah, except no one cares, Ben. We could make an entire video on Abraham Lincoln being assassinated by Harrison Ford on a set of Mortal Kombat 3, and nobody would care.
He has a point.
My point is that we just need to cut out all that boring stuff from the beginning and just go to the interesting facts. Nobody wants to hear about America's newfound optimism. They want to know about the inventions, the social advances, the fiery spiritual revivals, that sort of thing.
Don't forget about the artistic advances.
Whatever.
Yeah, anyways, my point is, we just need to dive right into this.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I hate Thomas. He's always bashing my ideas in front of everybody, and he's always bringing me down. Some days, I just want to punch him in the face. Yeah.
Alright then, so let's get started. Why not?
Wait, so do you guys want me to go first? Alright. Well, I'm going to talk about transportation. Well, for one thing, there were rivers. Until this point, people had used flatboats for getting things downstream, limited use going upstream. In 1807, Robert Fulton unveiled his steamboat. For roads, there were wagon roads, plank roads, which were boards lying side by side, corduroy roads, logs lying side by side, and toll roads or turnpikes. It was a road built by a company that charged you a fee for using it. Another form of transportation were canals. This helped pioneers get places faster. It was cheaper and faster than wagons. Horse-pulled canals could pull 50 times more weight than it could on a wagon. One could build a canal wherever it was needed, unlike a river.
Jake, we talked about this.
You need to find a more interesting way to present your information. Otherwise, it's boring.
Well, first were the folks on the wagon trails, then came the carts on the metal rails. In 1830, the answer came. Peter Cooper built the first train. It wasn't too fast and it looked kind of dumb, but it worked alright and it was called Thumb Thumb. I hope you like my song. It's my mode of education, a brief history of the reform of transportation. When you travel by sea, at first you use an oar, but once you tasted speed, you just wanted more. In 1840, clipper ships ruled the sea, but it wasn't too long before they ran out of steam. I hope you like my song. It's my mode of education, a brief history of the reform of transportation. Yeah, buddy.
That
Was awful.
I think the fact needs to be addressed that Jake doesn't know anything. I mean, he wanted to devote an entire 5 minutes to the first American-built train in 1830. Really, Jake? You think that's more important than transcendentalism in the arts? That's just like him, though. He can't appreciate any of the beauty in the world. And really, should we be taking production advice from him? I mean, this is a guy who talks to his truck. Yeah, I don't think so.
Alright, it's recording. Alright, so we're here with making a script. I'm here with Mitchell, and we needed to make some evidence that we were making the script for our teacher. She wanted some evidence. So what are we working on?
Well, so far we have an entire scene about Thomas bouncing a hard-boiled egg off his stomach.
I like
We need more facts.
You're right. Maybe we should add something about the Industrial Revolution, like the textile industry. That was a big part of it. You know how Samuel Slater in 1790, he actually brought the prints for the first factory in America from England. Like I think he memorized it.
Dude, that's pretty ninja.
Yeah.
But do we really need all this stuff about textiles?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Industrial Revolution was pretty much defined by 3 fields, like textile, steam power, and iron making. Those are like where all the discoveries took place, man.
That's true. What year was this one again?
It was in 1790.
1790. That was Samuel Slater.
Alright.
Yeah, and I guess you're right. I mean, this stuff is a lot more important than like what Thomas and Jake are wanting to talk about. I mean,
I like what you have there. Yeah, and oh man, Thomas, oh, don't even get me started. He's so mean to me, and oh man, I think he hates me, but I mean, I pretty much hate him.
okay, well, but Jake, he doesn't understand anything that's going on. I mean, he wanted to film that entire scene where he was talking about transportation in his truck. Because that definitely makes sense.
He doesn't even know, man. He's just like...
And then Thomas, again, he's just so pessimistic, always like bringing everybody down, and it's depressing, and we're not a few...
Hey, Thomas, I didn't see you there.
Were you there the whole time? Oh boy. Okay.
Alright, it's like 2:30 in the morning here, and Jake and I have a couple things we need to address.
Okay, first of all, we know Ben and Mitchell are talking trash about us to the camera, and Mitchell is driving me crazy. Like, everything he is saying, I don't even know half the stuff he's talking about. Like the Hudson River School, that was just a bunch of people drawing the Hudson River. What is so important about that we have to have that in our video? And he's telling us like unsophisticated barbarians in a British tone. We live in America, not England.
Yeah, and Ben, he's such a drama queen. I mean, he makes huge deal out of every little detail. You know, Jake and I are just thinking about breaking off and making our own YouTube video so that we can include important details unlike the ones Mitchell and Ben want to include. Like how Cyrus McCormick's Reaper and John Deere's plow totally revolutionized agriculture, and how the South was producing 1 billion pounds of cotton by 1860, which was 7/8 of all the cotton produced in the world. I mean, that is way more important than transcendentalism. So...
yeah. Am I actually going to leave? No. and I don't think Thomas is going to either. We have put way too much effort and time into this project. Honestly, I think we just need to write it out at this point. Wait till tomorrow. I think everybody was just kind of all jumpy today. You know, the project is almost due. And I think tomorrow morning everybody will be cool and we'll just keep going along with it.
Hey guys, it's Ben. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to show you my illustration for a YouTube video. So let's dive right into it. So basically, in the early 19th century, there were two major things that really contributed to the changing of the industrial revolution, and that was steam power and the development of better techniques of making metal cheaper in cheaper ways and in stronger ways. And so basically, steam really was the king of energy. It took over and it took the place of animals and wind and water and human labor. And I see here it's the picture is a steam doing a job of an animal, and I don't know if they actually drew wagons, but I didn't find it in my research. And here, this is somebody using coke, which is like something of coal, made out of coal, and some iron. You can't read it. That says coke, and that says iron. And some iron being refined with the coke to make pig iron, which is like a cheap, brittle unrefined version of metal or of iron. And yeah, it's a pretty big deal. This guy's name is Ben. He has a smile, but you can't see it. His name is actually Benjamin. His full name is Benjamin Huntsman. And in the 1740s, he's really awesome because in the 1740s, he developed something called the crucible steel technique, and that allowed for cheaper steel, but cheap steel is much stronger than iron. And so with iron, or with metals, better metals like steel and steam power, you could basically do anything. You could contribute to transportation like steam boats and stuff like that. You can contribute to agriculture because maybe there were some machines that were steam powered and were made of steel. You can contribute to pretty much anything, and I think this demonstration is pretty awesome. But that's all I got for now, so yeah.
This is Doc Croc. He's our psychiatrist. He doesn't talk much, but he's a really good listener.
I don't know, man. I guess some of the research I've been doing has been getting me really depressed. I mean, it was called social reform, right? That doesn't mean things are supposed to get better, right? But no. I mean, look at the Oneida Project. Those people thought it was their job to bring around Jesus' millennial kingdom, except they didn't do that at all. All they really did was get married. A lot. To everybody. Seriously, there were groups of people who were all married to each other. That's gross. See why I'm so depressed? There were some really bad ideas. Although, I guess some good things happened. The women's rights movement was started, and women were on juries in Wyoming and granted voting rights in Colorado by the end of the 19th century. And the abolitionist movement got really kicked off. And child labor was completely eradicated. You know what? I'm feeling better. Thanks, Doc. You've really restored some of my faith in humanity.
Now, for our viewers and communication. So you guys, we need to figure out what do we want in our final draft and what exactly do we want to cut out.
When are we gonna add the cotton gin? I mean, cotton in the South was a big deal back then.
Wait, stop. That's my territory. Cotton is totally agriculture. But right now, what we really need to add is something about Timothy Dwight. I mean, he was so incredibly important in the Eastern spiritual revival.
Whoa, you think that religious fact is interesting? You can talk about the fact that there was an entire group of people called the Shakers who were trying to worship God through provocative dance.
Yeah, but what is cooler? Shakers or 500 horses carrying mail across the whole country?
Jake, you and your horses and your transportation and all of that, come on. You need to be delving into way more areas than that.
Okay, a bigger area. A message being sent across the whole entire country through little clips. Like a whole message. Just
The telegraph.
Little
did?
taps. Yeah.
Really?
The Morse
telegraph?
code. Yeah.
No. Go into transcendentalism. I mean, the beauty in that, the fact that people found an entire new way to capture art and nature and to display it to everybody.
You should have just stopped at transcendentalism. You know, that's just such a big word that nobody even cares.
Yeah, give me some.
Yeah, so, but what's really important is the foreign missions. I mean, that is so important. People reaching the world for God, that is way more important than some old thing that nobody cares about anymore.
You guys are so shallow. I think we need to bring to light some of these terrible things that were going on, like kids in these working with these big machines in industrial factories, and it's just
terrible.
It's terrible.
Alright, I'm done with you two forming an alliance. I'm leaving.
What is this? I can't believe him. What is this?
What's happening now, Thomas?
I hope you enjoy your life. I don't know. I guess Thomas leaving was really just the last straw for us. I mean, after that, it all just sort of fell apart. We couldn't agree on anything, and we started blaming each other for Thomas leaving. It was a mess.
Do I regret leaving? Not really. No. I think it was just my time. But there are a couple things that I really would have liked to have said before I left. Especially about religion. You know, those circuit rider ministers, those guys were amazing. They gave their life to just ride around and preach the gospel that was so important to those rural people. And how the Eastern revival really differed from the Western revival. You know, the Western revival was based on huge gatherings, and the Eastern revival was based on reaching college students. You know, the most amazing thing though is that in 1785 there were less than 15,000 Methodists in the US. But by 1840 that number had grown to 850,000. That's a 5,600% increase in just 55 years. That's amazing. So, would I do it again if I had the chance? Yeah, I think I would.
So who knows? Maybe we'll try this again sometime. I feel like we've all grown enough to put our differences aside, and that might just be all that takes. I don't know.
So, we're gonna start recording.
Sing it over again?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess Thomas leaving was really just...
No. He's right here, everybody. He's not gone.
You know, it's just so frustrating how all of these alligators are eating your offspring.
What in the world am I even on the earth for?